Hi everybody and welcome back to the channel. Decided to go to Pennine for a morning session. I was going to use some new flies. They turned out quite well. But on first impression I bumped into Rick. I said, how was it going? And he says, difficult. But mind you, this was only the first hour. I hope Rick caught a lot more fish because he really does land a lot. And if Rick says it's difficult going, it's difficult going. But anyway, roll the intro. Let us bring this one in. This is my red beaded spider, one I usually use at, oh that's a good one, it's a blue as well. Let's get him up, get him in. So I started off on my new Sunray intermediate line, put an olive leech on with a copper head, cast it out, and the line cast beautifully. Got it right out there. I drew it in 6-inch strips, 4-inch strips, just getting that tail working lovely. Just as I was bringing it out of the water, I do my little twiggle just to give it, because it's got some fantastic movement on it. Didn't see the fish, but bang, fish went for it. But grabbed the tail, same saga. Tail's too long, never mind. So not put off by that, I decided to move around the water. I just had a backpack with me. I'd left all my big stuff in the car. It's not too far away, I can always go back if I want to. Sunray line still, about a 12-foot leader, 8-pound fluorocarbon, straight through. Cast it down the margins. I thought, it's got to take it. And then bang, fish decisively took it. Ooh. But again, it didn't hook itself. Undeterred, same location, recast out there and just drew it in again. Going a little bit faster this time, 12-inch strips. Anyway, paid off, got myself a fish. When I was round the hut, a little bit later on, I went to get some chocolate from Andy. He wants some help with the GoPro that he's got. Andy was commenting, he said, I saw you fighting that fish. He said he was diving around all over the place. I went, it was. I had a fight on my hands. I was on, as I say, I was only on 8-pound. And you think, that's enough? It isn't, honestly. These fish will fight you and they will snap you. Let's get this fish in. Let's get it netted, get the first one on the board. So I switched to a floating line because it's only about 8 foot deep in this location, and I put one of my Ryburn beaded spiders on. Redhead, in fact. Good decision. Fish, bang, straight onto it. Led me a merry dance. Good decision, MD. Yeah. let us bring this one in. This is my red beaded spider, one I usually use at, oh, that's a good one, it's a blue as well. But I am on a mega long leader, and now is the time. It's off. Famous last words there, fish off. Never mind. I decided to up the hook. That was only a 12, so I put on a 10. Another beaded spider that I use at my Ryburn water. Floating line, same length leader, 6-inch strips, 6-inch strips, fish on. I don't know what it is. I'm quite cautious when I'm playing these fish with like an 8-pound line on, because you don't really know what you've hooked into. It could be a 4-pounder, it could be a 10-pounder, it could be a 20-pounder. So I am quite cautious when I'm drawing it in, keeping a tight line and keeping control of the fish. And I try not to put too much force upon the fish itself, because we're still in winter time and these fish are fighting fit. They're not sluggish whatsoever. And if you want to put a bit of a burst on, I don't think it'll take much more to snap that line. But anyway, I was cautious with it. I'd hooked a lot, I'd landed a few. I wanted another one to put in the net. Let's see how we'll get on. Oh, you fucking thing. Come here. There we are. Right inside of the mouth. Look at that. Easy as that. Did you see how easy that hook came out of that fish's mouth? Get straight back out again. As soon as it hit the water, fish on. How long for though? No, it's off. So back onto the Sunray Intermediate, I put a black leech on, copperhead, and I was on the far side by the hook. I moved around, cast it out, not really thinking, forgetting about the drop. The line was pretty straight, and as we were climbing on the wall, brushing something off my trousers, bang, fish took it on the drop. So I switched from a black leech to an olive leech, gold head, cast it out. This sunray line really does punch that fly out quite a distance. And then I started bringing it in, 12-inch, 6-inch, 12-inch, 6-inch. And I could feel something knocking it. It was 2 or 3 knocks. I thought, I'm not going to speed it up, I'm not going to slow it down, I'm just going to keep it going. And I was willing, because I needed to get another fish in the net. And when it struck, I thought, this is a good fish. Thought it was a little bit bigger than what it was. Even the guy on the other side said, that's a good fish, when I was taking it out of the water. From a distance on the other side of the bank, yeah, it probably looked like a really big fish. About 5.5 pound, I'd say, for this water. Loads of 8-pounders, loads of 9s, 10s, 14s, some into 20s, and there's some at 25, and the best one ever was 32. Again, I'm on a very long leader here, about 14 foot, 8 pound. Now once that leader starts going through the rod rings at the top, that's what causes me concern. But anyway, kept a tight line, kept control of the fish, and brought it in. Well, I was out today for about 4 hours. I've had a good day out, caught fish, entertained myself, spoke to a few guys at the water. I wasn't bored. If I weren't netting them, I was letting them go before they got to the net. But thanks very much for watching. Thanks very much for supporting the channel. And hopefully I might get out midweek, see what I can bring in. But in the meantime, let's bring this fish in. Let's get it weighed. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll catch you all later. Oh yeah, rat. Bloody hell. Let's get him up. Get him up. Get him in. Have that one. Ugh.